Hello and welcome back to another week in new genre books. My name is Amelia, and from Locus magazine, I'm about to tell you the top new science fiction, fantasy, and horror books being published the week of November 28th, 2023. I hope you've had a good November and you're feeling ready to tackle December. Starting with science fiction books this week, we have 3 books. From Nnedi Okorafor, we have Lake Thunder, out from DAW in hardcover and ebook. This is an Afrofuturist post-Holocaust science fantasy novel set in 2077 West Africa, second in the Desert Magician's duology begun in Shadowspeaker. Dikeogu, the boy who can bring rain with his thoughts, records his story as he begins to lose his mind. From Andrea Tong, we have Kingdom of Without, out from Simon & Schuster in hardcover and ebook. This is a young adult near-future SF novel inspired by Les Miserables, set in an alternate future Beijing. Thief Zhong Ning-er takes a smash-and-grab burglary job to make rent and help a friend, but winds up as part of an insurrection dodging Imperial Guard cyborgs. From Han Song, we have Exorcism, out from Amazon Crossing in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a science fiction novel, sequel to Hospital, translated by Michael Berry from the Chinese. Yang Wei is still a patient at the hospital, though somehow he's aged decades overnight and now is confined to the geriatric ward on a massive hospital ship, tended by medical robots. Next up, fantasy, we have 9 new books being published. From H.E. Edgmon, we have Godly Heathens, out from Wednesday Books in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy novel, first in the Ouroboros series. Jem, a non-binary Seminole teen who's having dreams of magic and violence, doesn't know how to deal with a strange new girl who knows too much. And then the goddess of death attacks. From Sarah Hawley, we have A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch, out from Berkeley Romance in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a paranormal romance novel, second in a series. Kalladia saves someone from a demon attack only to realize that the man she saved is the ruthless demon who betrayed her best friend, except he's been banished to the mortal plane without his memories. From Lex Croucher, we have Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, out from Wednesday Books in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult queer Arthurian fantasy romance novel. Centuries after King Arthur, his descendant Arthur is betrothed to Princess Gwendolen, but when they're forced to spend the summer together, they discover they're both queer. From Lauren Elliott, we have Murder in a Cup, out from Kensington Cozies in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a paranormal mystery novel, second in the Crystals and Curiosities series. Shaylee Myers is still learning the tea in psychic business when a customer at a group reading is poisoned. From Laura Ann Gilman, we have Uncanny Vows, out from Saga Press in trade paperback and ebook. This is a historical urban fantasy novel, second in the Huntsman series. The Harker siblings have been unofficially sidelined after omitting certain truths in their last investigation. Their next assignment, investigating uncanny activity in a town outside of Boston, seems to be a test, one they can't afford to fail. From Alex Huey, we have Loophole, out from Black Rose Writing in trade paperback and ebook. This is a young adult fantasy novel. Recent high school grad Alana wants to be good and beautiful in her world where every moral choice changes a person's appearance, but discovers there are loopholes in the system, a first novel. From Erika Johansen, we have The Kingdom of Sweets, out from Dutton in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel inspired by The Nutcracker about 2 sisters forever changed one Christmas when a present from their godfather Drosselmeyer opens a portal to a deceptively beautiful world. From Michelle Sagara, we have Shards of Glass, out from Mira in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a fantasy novel in the world of the Chronicles of Elantra series. The Academia has been reopened after centuries of frozen slumber, and its new chancellor, an orange-eyed dragon, is looking for new students. Robin and Raven grew up in the dangerous Warrens. Academia offers safety and a place their unusual gifts will be appreciated until students start turning up dead. From Ashley Shuttleworth, we have A Grim and Sunken Vow, out from McElderry in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult urban fantasy novel, third in the Hollow Star Saga series, about 4 queer teens dealing with problems that could expose the Fae courts to humans in Toronto. In anthologies and collections, we have 4 titles. From Eric J. and Klinger Guignard, we have Fantasmagoriana Deluxe, a combined edition of Fantasmagoriana and Tales of the Dead, out from Dark Moon in trade paperback, hardcover, and ebook. This is an anthology of 9 ghost stories that influenced Mary Shelley, as discussed in the introduction by Lisa Morton. 8, originally written in German, were translated into French by editor Jean-Baptiste Benoit Ayres and published as Fantasmagoriana by publisher Shell in 1812, which influenced Mary Shelley. Part of that anthology was translated to English by Sarah Elizabeth Utterson and published as Tales of the Dead, out from White Cochrane in 1813, along with an original story by Utterson. 3 stories are in more recent translation, 1 by Marjorie Bowen and 2 by Anna Ziegelhoff. Thanks for sticking with me. I know some of this is a little dry. From Mercedes Lackey, we have Anything with Nothing, out from Daw in trade paperback and ebook. This is an original anthology of 21 stories in the Valdemar universe, 17th in the series. Lackey provides 1 story. Other authors include Dylan Berthelot, Rosemary Edgehill, Diana L. Paxson, Kat Rambo, and Elizabeth Waters. From Jean-Marc Lofficier and Randy Lofficier, we have The Last Tales of the Shadowmen 20, Fin de Siecle, out from Black Coat Press in trade paperback. This is an original anthology of pastiche/mashup stories featuring characters from French pulps, SF, comics, and other sources. Authors include Jason Scott Aiken, Paul DiFilippo, William Patrick Maynard and Anna Victoria Maynard, Christopher Negro, John Peel, and many more, plus essays and reminiscences by Stephen R. Bissett, Neil Gaiman, Stuart Geltzer, Robin Hobb, Stephen Jones, K.A. Lady, Randy Lofficier, and others. Includes credits listing character sources and indexes for the anthology series. This is the 20th and final volume in the series. From Jodie Taylor, we have The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, out from Headline UK in trade paperback, ebook, and audio. This is a collection of 5 holiday stories, including In the Chronicles of St. Mary's and the Time Police series, in print for the first time. This includes a Christmas message from the author and an exclusive new St. Mary's scene. That wraps up this week. Thanks for spending some time with us. At Locus, we set out to try to tell you about everything going on in the science fiction, fantasy, horror publishing space. We appreciate your eyes and ears and your time. Please hit some buttons if you're feeling generous. Locus Magazine and the Locus YouTube channel are a labor of love. We are at Locus Mag or at Locus Magazine on most platforms. You can read more about the science fiction, fantasy, and horror field over at www.locusmag.com or support us on our Patreon. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Come back and see us again soon, and we'll be here next week with more new books.